In this video, we're gonna talk about extension tubes, we're gonna talk about magnification filters, and we're gonna talk about macro lenses, and above all, what is the difference between these three popular methods to do macro photography, which ones give the best image quality, which ones are cheapest, and which ones are the best choice for you as a beginner in macro photography. But before we dive into all of that, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who bought my ebook, my handbook on macro photography. Before I released this book, I was actually quite nervous because I didn't know if anyone would want to buy it. And now more than 170 people have bought my book, and I'm so excited about that because after 8 years of quite struggling to make ends meet financially with this YouTube channel, I think I finally found a way that seems to work. So I'm already considering doing more books. If you have ideas for what kind of books you want from me, please leave a comment. But I have some ideas already, and I'm gonna start working on my next book pretty soon. So thank you everyone for your support. It means a lot to me. So, when you're doing macro photography, there are several different ways to get good magnification. I mean, you cannot use a regular camera lens because that one cannot focus closely enough, so it's impossible to take macro photos. But if you're a beginner and you want to start with macro photography, you might not want to spend $500 or so that a real macro lens costs. So you may be looking for a cheaper way to just try macro photography. And today we're going to look at three popular methods: macro lens, extension tubes, or a magnification filter. First of all, I just want to say that all of these three methods give excellent image quality. I doubt that anyone can spot the difference between images when it comes to image quality taken with these three different methods. I cannot spot the difference. I think all three of them give excellent results. So image quality shouldn't really be a consideration of yours when you pick one of these. I think what you should consider is the price and also the versatility and ease of use. A magnification filter, for example this one from Nissi, is basically like a magnifying glass, a really powerful magnifying glass that you put in front of your macro lens or regular lens to be able to focus a lot closer. Another popular and my favorite is this one. This is the Raynox DCR 250. And these magnification filters, they typically cost around $70 to $100. So they are not super cheap, but they are certainly cheaper than a macro lens. If you put a filter like this on a regular camera lens, you will be able to focus a lot closer. How close? Well, it depends on the focal length of your lens. If you have a long focal length, like 150mm or so, you will be able to focus very close, like with a real macro lens. But if you put this on a wide angle lens, maybe a 30mm, 35mm, it will not do that much of a difference. So if you plan on buying a Raynox DCR 250 or a Nissi magnification filter, you really should be using it on a long focal length. If you have a kit lens, a zoom lens that can go to maybe 70mm, that's great. Then you will be able to focus a lot closer. But on a regular kit lens, you will probably not be able to focus as close as with a macro lens using a magnification filter. So that's worth keeping in mind. If you want to go to high magnifications, really get close, a magnification filter like this one may not be the best solution. But if you want to get a lot closer than you normally do, then it's a great choice. Now let's talk about extension tubes. These are the cheapest of the bunch, or at least you can get them very cheaply. For example, this set from Viltrox I bought on eBay for, I think it was maybe $10 or $15 or something like that. So that's pretty cheap. They can be a little bit more expensive, and I suggest you don't buy the very cheapest ones because usually they are of low quality. And you should also consider that some extension tubes come with electrical contacts, which means that you will retain the ability to change aperture and so on. And some extension tubes come without electrical contacts, and then you will not be able to change the aperture via your camera. So that's not that good unless you're using an old vintage lens that has aperture control on the lens itself. Then it doesn't really matter if you have electrical contacts or not. But extension tubes, you simply put them between your camera body and your regular lens, and you will be able to focus closer. And here, actually the inverse is true when it comes to how much magnification you get. Here, the wider the lens you have, the more magnification you will get with extension tubes. So it's best actually to use this with pretty wide angle lenses, maybe between 24 and 50 millimeter. And as you might have noticed, these come often in sets of 3. One a bit longer, and one that is like medium long, and one that is short. And the reason is that you want to be able to vary how much extension you put between the lens and your camera, because the more extension you put between them, the more magnification you will get. So you need to change the amount of extension tubes you use depending on how much magnification you want. If you have a pretty wide angle lens, say a 35 millimeter lens or a kit lens that goes anywhere from maybe 24 to 70 millimeter, then you will be able to focus really closely with extension tubes. You will be able to get as close as with a macro lens. And as I said in the beginning of the video, you will get pretty much the same image quality as with a macro lens. So then you might wonder, why should I even buy a macro lens if I can buy extension tubes for like $10? And the answer is that with a real macro lens, you get a lot more versatility and convenience. Because with extension tubes and also with these magnification filters, you will have the focus at a fixed point in front of your lens, and you will not be able to change focus very easily. For example, with extension tubes, if you want to focus closer, you have to take off the lens off your camera, add more extension tubes, and then put the lens back on to be able to focus closer. And if you want to zoom out a bit, you have to take off the lens, remove some extension tubes, and then put the lens back on. So that is very inconvenient. And with a real macro lens, you can just turn the focusing ring or even use autofocus. So that is the real power of a real macro lens, that you get that convenience to be able to change the magnification super quickly. And which one of these 3 is right for you? Well, I think that if you feel like you could spare $400, $500 or so on a real macro lens, I actually think that that is the best thing to do straight from the beginning, because then you get the very best and most convenient tool for the job. A tip here is to just buy a used macro lens, for example on mpb.com or on a classified ad, because then if you use it for a while and you discover that you're not really liking macro photography that much, you can just sell the lens and get your money back basically, because you bought it used. You will be able to sell it for probably the same price. So that's a way to try macro photography for free basically. Another tip is to buy a budget macro lens. For example, the ones by Pergear, the 60mm and 100mm that I reviewed recently. They are great value for money and only around $200, so it's not super expensive with these lenses. Okay, but if you are on a budget and you don't want to buy a dedicated macro lens the first thing you do, then my recommendation to you is to get extension tubes. Get some cheap ones from eBay. Make sure to buy the ones that fit your camera mount. Here are some smaller ones, some cute ones for Micro Four Thirds. So just make sure to buy ones that fit your camera mount. And then you can try macro photography very easily as long as you have a wide angle lens of some sort between 24 and 50 millimeter. You can try macro photography very cheaply with extension tubes. And then if you love it, you will be able to just buy a macro lens and upgrade to that. And even with a macro lens, you can actually combine that with the extension tubes to get even more magnification. The magnification filter, I think, is probably maybe not the best thing to buy first, because you don't get super high magnification if you combine it with a regular lens. I think wear a magnification filter shines is in combination with a regular macro lens. So say that you have a one-time magnification macro lens and you want to get to 2 times magnification. Then it's a great add-on to buy a magnification filter, because then you can cheaply upgrade your macro lens to get even closer. Thank you for watching, and yeah, don't forget to check out my new ebook, my handbook about everything you need to know to take great macro photos. It's available now. See you soon again.